Hey Madonna fans, welcome to the Madonna Everybody Fan Club channel. I'm your host, Miriam Ayub, and I have been running Madonna Everybody Fan Club since 1991. Here we like to talk about the latest news, collectibles, reviews, look-throughs, and memories, and we would love to have you join us. Feel free to give this a like and subscribe so you can get more great content from us. And let's get to today's topic. Hi everyone. Wanted to say thanks again for being so patient. It's been a while since I posted, getting a new phone and everything, but I wanted to commemorate today the 35th anniversary of my very first Madonna concert, Madonna Who's That Girl tour in Seattle on July 15th, 1987. So I'm going to look back on some of these great memories and thank you for joining me as we take a look back and enjoy this story time of me back in 1987. So anyway, getting back to my story time, I was, I don't know, 14 years old, and Madonna was everything to me. I was obsessed since, I don't know, 1984 Lucky Star video, and everything from that moment on, especially the True Blue era, I was totally into. And as you can see in this picture of me from that time, I had my little cupboard where I would keep all of my Madonna pictures and other favorites of mine, and just everything I could find on her. The drill. We all were like that back in the 80s. That was just, waiting for the next picture to come out, the next new song. So that's just placing me where I was at that time, just a total Madonna fan, just everything. And so it was that one day I remember my mom or my dad brought home the newspaper USA Today, and I saw this advertisement, which I still have and will do a look through once I get to that part of the closet to show you guys. But I opened it up and it was one full page and a full pull-out page, and I just went crazy. I told my mom, this is it. I missed the Virgin tour, and this was my chance. And I was like, if she's coming, I have to be there. I was just adamant that I would be able to go this time because she had been in Seattle before, and I missed it. And I wasn't going to miss it this time. To just go back to what I was saying earlier, I didn't know if I actually would get to go. I mean, it was a long shot. And so I didn't feel like I had a chance just because, you know, how hard it would be to get tickets. And I just want to say this just, I can't stress this enough, what my mom went through to get these tickets for us. It was, you know, towards the end of, getting tickets. So we were up in the 200 level. I think that's when all ticket prices were about the same, 20 some dollars. I don't know, maybe the floors were like 50. Um, but anyway, I just remember that she went to a lot of trouble, and it's something that stays with me to this day. That not only did she get the tickets, but it wasn't easy. It was a real challenge. That's how much she loved her daughter, and I always remember that. So the day had come, July 15th had arrived, and I was a nervous wreck. I remember that. I was just sitting there dressed up in, I don't know what I was wearing because I changed into the concert shirt once we got there. But I just remember I was listening to the radio station like Cube or KPLZ in Seattle, and Madonna actually was interviewed during the just before she was going to go on stage, and that I didn't even tape it. That's how nervous I was. But I still remember, and I'm going to do a part two where it shows some of my artifacts, and then I'll tell you what she said in that exclusive interview that I didn't tape. But this is the Kingdom. This is where she would be performing on July 15th. Unfortunately, the Kingdom is no longer. It was, what do they call it when they do the implosion? That was in 2001, I believe. And I was there for that too. I took some video. And, but yeah, such an iconic venue to see her in. It was so loud in there. And I just remember my mom and me waiting, going up the ramps and waiting by the door until it opened with all the other fans, just being super excited and ready for the show to begin. So then we were in the venue, and I was super excited to see the merchandise, which was just beautiful stuff they had. We didn't get everything. We were just picking and choosing because my mom, we didn't have much of a budget to spend, but my mom was so generous to get me the concert T-shirt and the Level 42 concert T-shirt, which was the opening act that night, and a couple buttons. And I'll be showing her button. I still have her button. My mom passed away in 2007, so this is a very special thing that I have her button. And I uh, I have that. I have mine as well with some of those artifacts. And so we got the buttons. She got me the tour program, which I absolutely loved. It's my favorite Madonna tour program. And it was beautiful stuff. And my mom, she splurged on it for me. I was really not expecting anything more than the program. And she went out of her way once again, making sure her daughter had the best time. And so the show, started with Level 42, and that was great because I was a big fan of theirs as well. And then Madonna came out, and I remember I had my binoculars because we were in the 200 level, and I just remember my mouth hanging open. It's my very first concert ever. My mom wanted to check on me to see if I was okay because I wasn't screaming, I wasn't moving. I was just, how do you handle seeing your idol for the first time? Like, oh, that are a real person. It was just too much, I think, for me. I still think about that and smile, thinking that I just literally had no words coming out of my mouth. And for those first moments and those first songs, and I remember Madonna called us her Virgin City, and that was something that made me so excited because we were the first city she ever performed in. And yeah, those first few moments and songs were just insane. Just to clarify, in case anyone's wondering, the audio in the background here was given to me by a pen pal back in the 90s. This is from Wisconsin, so if you attended that show, then I do have this audio, um, which is a great show. She did a great job in this particular performance. I would give anything to get the Seattle audio or bootleg anything, but don't know if it's out there. Anyway, this photo is actually from the Seattle show, since we're talking about Seattle show. And it was in the newspaper the next day reviewing the show. They had a couple of big photos, and this is one of the ones. So this is a special artifact in my collection. Um, and yeah, so the show went on with several hits. I remember Papa Don't Preach was a big crowd pleaser when everyone just stood up like all at once for that one. And it was just all the effects on stage, the moving walkways, the big video screens, and the two screens showing her on either side for those of us in the back really added to the excitement of it being a stadium show. It really fit the Kingdom perfectly. So that was what made it, having to go to your first concert and having it be that big of a show really kind of sets the bar. But it was just incredible and amazing. So going through the show, I can remember certain moments here and there. I know when she performed "Cause and a Commotion," at that point, I hadn't heard it yet. Don't know if the soundtrack was out yet or not, but it was new to me. And she said, "This is a new song." I remember saying something along those lines, and that became one of my favorite songs overall, dance songs of hers. So that was kind of special to me. And also during the medley of older songs when she did Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. I know Mom and me were having a moment because that was like from her time. So we were dancing and having so much fun with that one. Um, Live to Tell was just amazing and beautiful in person to see it. Just her movements and look of love too, just the way she moved on stage with these ballads was so beautiful. Um, I remember there were a lot of really cool effects, like Where's the Party, when the lights shone really bright, almost kind of blinding your eyes. It was so cool. I remember that. I really enjoyed that one. And then Into the Groove, she once again kind of pleaded with us to get up and dance. She put a big spotlight right on the 200 level section where we were. And mom and I stood up, and it was just a moment, just feeling like she was connecting with us back in the back. And we danced for that one. And that's just one of my favorite memories, dancing to Into the Groove with my mom. Three girls from Michigan, my mom and I from Marine City, and Madonna from Bay City, dancing in Seattle together. I always say that to myself. And um, and then of course La Isla Bonita, as we see here, the red dress. I just remember seeing that, and once again, I had no words. There were no words for that. So there's just so many highlights, so many moments. Everyone who's seen this tour, whether you went to it or you watched the DVD, it's just such a fun, positive, high energy show. After the show was over, I was very sad, but walking back to the car with my dad giving us a ride home, I clutched my tour program. I was wearing my concert tee that I changed out of my whatever I went to the show in. So I just felt the energy. And also, I had these shoes. I forgot to mention my mom had bought me these shoes, I think, from Nordstrom Rack. They were gold shoes that kind of were sparkly, looked like the ruby red slippers from Wizard of Oz. And I kind of thought about that moment in the movie where she was clicking her ruby red slippers together and just feeling like magic would happen. And that's how I felt at the show because I was there and I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, it was just an incredible moment for me. It's still kind of surreal at times, even though I've had much better seats since then. I've been much closer, but that's the one. That's my number one favorite. This is my number one favorite tour I ever saw of her. And this is a picture of me like celebrating, I don't know if it was 15 years, holding the tour program that I love so much. Because just just every year I celebrate, every year I watch the show on this day and think about those moments and memories. Recently, I obtained something on eBay I never thought I would find, which is this very exciting collectible from another person who had attended the same show and got VIP, which included, I'm guessing, the backstage passes, the must have been front row or close to front row ticket that you see here, the VIP seat, and some like play money that was given for the bar, probably. Fortunately, not the Madonna money she threw out, but I went ahead and made an offer and I got it. And I was so excited to have this into my collection with my other artifacts. And I promised to do a part two where I will show these in real time so you can see this one as well as some of my original artifacts from my experience going to Who's That Girl tour on July 15th, 1987. I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey back to 1987 and story time about my very first Madonna concert and my very first concert. Um, the night I spent with mom at the Kingdom and Magic, it was just the most magical night for me and for her, and it's something I will never forget. Here's a photo of me wearing my concert shirt not too long after the show. I wore it all the time. If you knew me in school back then, you saw this shirt all the time. But I want to thank everyone again for being a part of this, and I will have more memories of this show and many other shows coming up. So thank you again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment what you thought of this particular tour, if you went to it, if you've watched it, what some of your favorite performances are, if you remember this time, 1987. Love to hear what your memories are. And also, if you're interested in joining us on Facebook, we have a Facebook group under Madonna Everybody Fan Club, as well as a Facebook page that you can like and follow. And if you join our group, we have contests, we have fan of the month, and many other features that we have going on all year. A great community over there. So thank you again. And thanks for being a part of my Madonna journey. Bye.